We've got a Honda Ridgeline here. It's got the factory LED low beams. Customer wanted something just a little bit brighter on the fog lights, as they had some drop-in LED bulbs, generic LED bulbs that really weren't doing much, and they had started fading. There's a few great options on the market. We've got the Elite Series, automotive 4-banger, and the SS3. Now the SS3's got a few power levels, and I'm coming in close because I want to show the little bit of gap that's left over, but on most SS3s, you're gonna see a little bit of a gap. This one did require backspacing because the SS3 did make some contact here, so we've got a little bit more of a gap than usual. But as we step back, obviously you can't really tell. And with the SS3, you can choose between the Sport, Pro, or the Max. And since these are the factory LED headlights, nothing could be upgraded. Customer decided just to go right up to the top. So we've got the Max installed, and I'll show you how that looks in one moment. All right, so color-wise, these are rated at about 6,000 Kelvin. Very, very similar to factory low beams. You can see as we get the camera positioned down to the low beams, they become brighter, but the fog lights do not, which means you're not gonna be blinded by the Max or anything. As we get down to their level, you can see now that they appear much brighter than the low beams. But when you're coming down the road, these are awesome because they retain a nice sharp cutoff line. Not as sharp as, let's say, the Elite Series, but it's not gonna blind anybody when you're coming down the road, and that's the most important thing. A lot of people put an HID system in, really bright LED bulbs and factory halogen reflectors, and they're blinding everybody. But you can see the Elites, the SS3s are very, very consistent, and they don't have that light bleed over the cutoff. All right, these are the factory low beam LED assemblies on the Honda Ridgeline. You can see these on the Pilot as well. They've got a little bit of a funny beam pattern right above the cutoff line, but there's nothing you can do to change that. And at the end of the day, you're not going to be changing these out if you've got the best model that Honda offers. So the consistency and the beam pattern is really nice, but the fog lamps that came on this car were halogen, and now we've got the SS3 Max installed. So you can see fog lights are properly aimed, and you don't see any extra light above the cutoff. So they have a nice clean beam pattern, and you can see the nice separation between the low and the high beam, especially in the video. In person, it merges a little bit more, but you're not gonna produce any light that causes any disruption to oncoming traffic. If you guys have any questions, email us. It's info@lightwerkz.net. Check out the website. We've got the SS3s along with all the other fog lamps that are on the market, and we can discuss with you what's the best option. All right, thanks again, and please subscribe to the channel if you can.